Hey, hey, my beautiful people. I'm over here trying to clean these glasses. Y'all know me and these glasses. Hotmess.com. Hotmess.com over here. That's what's going on. Oh my God. I'm just going to give it a second for people to jump on. My glasses are still not clean. Lord have mercy. Just going to give it a minute. I need to be able to see something. I need to be able to see. Lord have mercy. I'm gonna have to get a different cloth to clean my glasses with because this is crazy. Okay, it's still blurry. Hey, I see you watching. Say hello, say hello, say hello. How you doing? I'm just sharing this in my group on Facebook. Hey. I see you watching. Hello. I was in here trying to clean my glasses up. Can we talk tonight, y'all? Can we talk about, healthy relationships tonight? Can we talk about that? Because I think that this is extremely important. I am so excited to talk to y'all about this. Listen, I need y'all, I'm going to start this. I need y'all to watch me and Mr. Najib Smith. Hey. I see y'all. I see you. Hello. I need y'all to watch me and Mr. Najib Smith on Protected Class on Mondays at 8 p.m. on Bars and Hoops Radio, or you can catch the live right here on Facebook because we're going to be going live. It is going to be so dope. I want to talk. We're going to be talking about us as a people, right? And what we could do better in our lives and in our relationships on Monday at 8 p.m. So it's going down. It's going all the way down. And I'm super excited. I'm like stoked about this. I'm like, it's going all the way down. Christine, my beautiful sister. How are you, my love? I see you watching. I love you, sis. I love you too, Sherelle. Yes, I do. I love y'all like some cooked food. Y'all better know I love me some cooked food. But I definitely want to get to, let's talk about these healthy relationships, because what does a healthy relationship even look like, right? Y'all know how we can always sit around and we can always talk about all of the things. We can talk about all the bad things. We could talk about the things that other people are not doing. We can talk about the fact that, women don't do the right thing. We could talk about men not doing the right thing. We could talk about other people, just other people. And it's always outward. It's always pointed outward, right? It's never pointed inward. But can I tell you the things that we should look for when it comes down to healthy relationships, right? What do you look for? How do you know if you're in a healthy relationship or not? Right? Besides the fact that the sex is good, because some people, that's the bar by which they measure. Not all of us, right? But some people measure it like, oh, well, they good in bed, or they do, like it could be one or two things. No, it needs to be a combination of things. It needs to be a combination of things. How do you know that you are in a healthy relationship? Right. So I want to talk about that, and I want to give people some time to get on. Usually they get on later on. I am doing amazing, Christine. I tell you, sis, I am doing amazing. I'm really doing amazing. I am blessed and highly favored. I feel good. I literally feel like $1,000,000, right? I feel like I'm blessed mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Got a lot of stuff going on just like everybody else, but I just see it through the lens of I'm getting better every day, right? Every day I'm becoming a better version of myself. So yeah, I'm doing amazing. I am doing amazing. I don't have it all together, but I'm working on it, right? I'm definitely working on it. So one of the things that helped me to know whether or not it's a healthy relationship, one of the things, and y'all share this video out with your friends, share it, is whether or not you can communicate. Thank you, baby. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, my love. I do. I appreciate that. One of the things that help you to understand whether or not you are in a healthy relationship is whether or not you can communicate with one another. That's important, right? And by that I mean, like, you have the ability to not only just speak, but you also have the ability to listen. I was just talking to a girlfriend of mine, and I was just talking to her about, us learning how to listen to what people are saying and what people are not saying, because a lot of times people are telling you what they feel, what they're feeling, right? And sometimes in order to really truly understand them, we can't look for a rebuttal. We have to sit and we have to listen. And this is for both men and women, because I know a lot of times if men or women for that matter feel attacked, they will turn off their ears, they will stop talking, they will get in a huff, they will get in their feelings and in their emotions. And what you need to do if you're in a healthy relationship, being in a healthy relationship requires that you create a space for your partner to be able to talk to you. And sometimes there's going to be hard conversations that you don't necessarily want to have, but the conversations are necessary in order for you guys to level up. So if you're in a healthy relationship, if you want to be in a healthy relationship, then communication is the key to everything. Hey, Dre, I see you, baby. How are you? Yeah. So, in order to have a great relationship, we got to learn how to communicate, and not just communicate to be heard, but communicate to try to understand what your partner is saying. How does your partner feel? What are they actually saying to you in that moment? Do you feel attacked? Right? Why do you feel attacked? Right? Because a lot of times there's a lot of difficulty in having hard conversations because you feel like the person is attacking you, and the person may not very well be attacking you. So learning how to be a good communicator, learning how to just listen and sit in whatever it is that the person is telling you. Because a lot of times we jump to conclusions. That's right. I know you are, baby. I know you are. A lot of times we jump to conclusions and we believe that what they're saying is about us, and it's not about us at all, period. Right? It could be about something that hurt them from a long time ago, and you being with them is bringing that out of them, and they feel safe enough to tell you. And at first, it may not feel like they talking about something from their past, but it really can be from their past. And what's happening for them could be something completely different. But if you're listening to rebuttal and not listening to understand, that's a problem, right? So we got to learn how to become good listeners, and we got to learn to articulate how we genuinely feel without attacking one another or making the other person feel like they're attacked, right? So that's one of the major things that I think is how you want to know if you're in a healthy relationship or not. And then here's the other thing, not taking anything personally, right? Like, again, I think I touched on this just a few minutes ago, but not taking anything personally, like because somebody is having a problem, sometimes we think, like, again, I'm saying it again, sometimes we think it's us. And the problem and the thing don't even have anything to do with us. Sometimes it's a them issue. It's not a us issue. It's something they need to work out. Right? So if we don't take everything so personally and get our panties all in a bunch, and I mean that for men and women, and we don't, just start losing our minds because somebody said something to us and now we got a point to prove and all of this. If you busy fussing and carrying on because you got a point to prove, you're gonna lose anyway. You might win the battle, but you're gonna lose the war. Because sometimes people just yell, scream, and carry on and carry over. Right? And all you got to do is just sit down and talk to your partner, and you have to create a safe space for that. You have to create a safe space for that. Right? A place where they can trust you and you could trust them. And so that the two of you could just have this really good dialogue and just share whatever you need to share, right? Without it being combative. So the other thing is how you know if you're in a healthy relationship. Because you really, truly enjoy one another. Like you laughing, you joking at the same, laughing and joking about the same stupid stuff. Like you guys can be at a party, right? And you guys can be on separate ends of the room, and you enjoy them so much. And while you over here talking to this group of people, and he over here talking to this group of people, or vice versa, whatever it is, you can't wait to get back to your partner to tell them what it is that you just found out or what somebody said or whatever. You genuinely enjoy being in their company. Like you stoked to see them, like you're excited, right? So that's how you know that you're in a healthy relationship, right? Because you're not like, oh my God, all right, here, okay, oh God, here she go, here he go, right? When you're in a healthy relationship, you genuinely enjoy each other's company. And you always have these like really good and great conversations. And not everybody is a conversationalist, so that it may not fit every single person. But generally, you can have a really good conversation about anything with the person that you're in a healthy relationship with, right? You could really, really have a great relationship, right? And when you're comfortable with one another and you're comfortable around one another and you feel like you could be yourself, like I don't have to put on airs. I could laugh loud. I could be crazy, and they love it, and I love it too. And when we go out, we have a good time. And even when we in the house, we have a good time. That's how I know I'm in a healthy relationship. I would know that I'm in a healthy relationship because we don't have to like all of the same things. But when we come together, when we begin to discuss and talk to one another, we are vibing on a different level, right? We could be talking about politics and ain't nobody mad. And we can disagree on a lot of things, but we can also be respectful towards one another and just really, really have a good time. There will always be disagreements in a relationship, always, right? There is no way to get around that. There's going to be something that you disagree on. But how you know you're in a healthy relationship is if you can disagree respectfully. No yelling, no screaming, like no going off the deep end and all this other stuff. No, you disagree respectfully. I remember one time one of my friends was telling me about this guy that she was dating, and she said she really, really dug him. He was a really, really nice guy. And she told me that one day something happened between them. I forget what she told me, but whatever it was, he flipped his proverbial lid. And she kind of looked at him. I think they had been dating for about 3 or 4 months. And he flipped his lid. And she was like, wait a minute. Like, why are you flipping out over this? It's not that serious. But she had never seen him in a situation where he needed, his dander got up, like he was angry, he was frustrated about whatever it was. And she said that was a red flag for her, right? Because in her mind, it wasn't that serious, right? But the way in which he handled it wasn't good either. And so she was like, I couldn't date him anymore because if he handled that, this little, what she thought was a little thing in that way, then over the long haul, how would he handle difficulty in the relationship? So it doesn't mean that you're not going to have disagreements about things. But when you watch, you got to watch how other people treat other people and how they handle situations when they happen, right? It is vitally important to keep your cool. And if a person doesn't operate with a certain level of emotional intelligence, like they don't let every wind that blow knock them, to and fro. They're not doing that. If you find somebody gets upset, angry to the highest level over something small and minuscule, be careful, because I'm telling you, if they that upset with somebody else and they can't handle themselves, what are they going to do when you and them disagree? Will it be disrespectful? Because every couple everywhere has disagreements. It's just how they handle them, right? How are we going to handle this? And even if it's not a good time to sit down and talk right now, we're going to circle back and we'll talk about it later. Being with somebody who has a elevated emotional intelligence, and they really understand, like, it doesn't matter whether you and I differ. I see y'all watch and say hello. It doesn't matter whether or not you disagree. It's how you disagree. It's how you handle your partner. Do you care about their feelings? Do you care about, their thoughts, right? And being able to apologize. Being able to apologize, right? A person who doesn't know how to apologize doesn't know how to exhibit healthy behavior, if you get what I'm saying. If you know that you did something wrong. Hey Tony, I see you, my love. How are you? I miss you, girl. I miss you. I'm gonna inbox you. I'm gonna inbox you. So if you know that you're with somebody and they find it difficult to apologize in the dating stage, they don't know how to own their stuff. They don't take responsibility for who they are and where they are in their lives. Let me just tell you something. Be careful, right? Because this adulting thing, sometimes I like it and sometimes I don't. If I could be honest, y'all, because sometimes I don't want to be an adult. I want to be honest. I don't want to have all the responsibility and everything on my shoulders. I just don't. Hey, Andrea, I see you, my love. How are you? Sis, I got to talk to you too. Listen, like, I don't always want to be doing the adulting thing. I don't. I'm being honest. Like, listen, but part of me being an adult is me also being responsible, is me also taking responsibility for my life and holding my own self accountable for what I do and what I don't do. For the times that I drop the ball, I've got to go back to people and I've got to say, I'm sorry. I apologize for what I did and what I said because I wasn't right. And a lot of people do not know how to apologize when they're wrong. And sometimes even when you're not wrong, it's okay to apologize, because maybe you were right, but the way you said it was wrong. But being accountable for what you do and how you do it and taking responsibility for what you do and how you do it is what keeps your relationships healthy. It's what keeps your relationships healthy. And so as opposed to talking about all of the things that are wrong in relationships today, I just wanted to talk about how healthy relationships look, right? Healthy relationships look like preferring one another. It looks like, being sure, like, do you need anything? Like, how can I help you? How can I support you? How can I serve you? Right? Because that's what we all want, right? We all want somebody who wants to help us, support us, encourage us, love us, treat us the way that we want to be treated, right? We all want that. Who doesn't? Right? So just based on that and that alone, if we can do that, if we want that, then we have to be willing to give that. And we have to show up in our relationships in this healthy place, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, right? Well, we understand that apologizing and saying, listen, I apologize for what I just said. That was dead wrong, right? Hi, how you doing, Sister Martha? I love you. I love you, Sister Martha. So, yeah, but apologizing and saying, listen, I'm sorry. Like, and it don't, I hate the words I'm sorry, and I'm trying to get away from saying that, but I apologize is better because I'm sorry is claiming something entirely different, but I apologize, right? That's how you build a healthy relationship. People can then begin to trust you, but everything that you desire from other people, you have to possess it yourself. You have to own it yourself. Like, I have to, if I want love, I can't walk around here being angry, mean, and dismissive of other people. That doesn't work, right? And then expect people to push past that to love me. No, that don't work. That doesn't work, right? If I want to be understood, if I want to understand, I've got to sit and I've got to literally listen and hear what they're saying to me, not what I want to hear, but what they're actually trying to convey without jumping to any conclusions, which is kind of hard sometimes when if you've been in a long-term relationship, because people automatically like jump, they jump, like, they ready to, go at it. Oh, because last week you said, and so if you're doing even that, can I tell you that that's out of bounds? Because if you're going to forgive them and let it go, then you have to forgive them and you have to let it go. And you cannot, keep bringing up what happened in the past and keep building on that, because you'll never make it. The relationship will never make it. If you don't ever let anything go, you got to love them past that. And if you make that decision that you're going to love them past that, then you've got to stand in, like, what are we dealing with right now? And it may seem harder to deal with because of the compilation, because of the compounding one thing on top of the other thing, but you can only address one thing at a time in all fairness. Because they weren't raised like you, because they don't have the same ideals of what a relationship looks like as you, because sometimes people were raised in dysfunction, and sometimes they had dysfunctional parents or dysfunctional siblings, and you don't know what the situation or the circumstance was. So if you're trying to build a healthy relationship, then you have to sometimes understand that they don't even have a hold on this relationship thing as best, like you do. So all of this, in order to have a healthy relationship, is about you becoming everything that you desire. And you attract people on a different level when you do that. Like, I can't even imagine, and I hate to use this as a bar, because it's not really the bar by which I measure, but imagine that I was dating somebody who didn't love themselves. Imagine if I was doing that. How would that look? On my part, not on theirs. Because if I've already, if I know enough to realize that they're not really loving themselves, and I decide that I'm going to go all the way in with them, and I got to understand that a person who does not love and honor themselves cannot love and honor me. But once I understand me, I understand that I have to love and honor myself. I won't even look at somebody who's not loving and honoring themselves. And what I'm talking about is becoming all that you desire, right? So if we're going to enjoy a healthy relationships, there are some things that we have to work on within ourselves. So Andre, I'm coming to what you said, boo boo. Let me see. Let me out the genie bottle. I'll grant you 3 wishes, my love. What do you need today? We listen acutely. I'm already showing up with what I heard you say. 100, need or want. Yeah. Because I think that when you're in a healthy relationship, you literally come with a different level of awareness. You're more self-aware. You're more self-conscious. You're more confident. So you come into a relationship, and the whole idea is that you are here to serve. That's what we're all here for, right? We're all here to serve, right? We're all here to be a blessing to. So even when I hear people saying, well, I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that, then you shouldn't even be in the game. Go somewhere and go sit down. And people getting married and literally, like, they don't want to serve their partner. They're like, oh, this love, honor, and obey. What does that mean? Right? Like, they're like, what is this? I'm not doing that. Like, what are you doing? What are you really doing? Because if you feel like that before you even walk down the aisle, why are you walking down the aisle? If you feel like that before you even go, in other words, if you're only in a relationship for what you can get, if you're only in the relationship for what you can get, and you don't understand that relationships denote sacrifice, if you do not understand that, and you don't want to lay anything down, you want to stay the way that you are, then chances are you shouldn't be in a relationship. I don't want to be in a relationship with somebody I'm not willing to sacrifice for. And matter of fact, I don't want anybody attempting to be in my life if they're not willing to sacrifice. Because what we're doing here is we're building something. And if we're building something on a solid foundation, there are some things that we're going to have to give up. But we can love as much as we want to love. We can serve as much as we want to serve. But that attitude, that we got to get that up. We're going to have to let that go if we want to be successful, right? If we want to be successful, we're going to have to let that go. We're going to have to give it up. This me is all about me. Oh, why you treating me like that? I get it. Because nobody wants to be treated poorly. But in that particular instance, if you're married, my only thing is that you should fall down on your knees and be praying all the time as much as you can. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because we forget who we made our vows to, who the covenant agreement was with when we went before God and all of these witnesses. Hear me when I tell you. So people had the game messed up. They believe for whatever reason, it's all about me. It's about serving me, what I want, what I think, what da, 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 da. Listen, wrong attitude if you want to have a healthy relationship. We got to do better. We got to do better. We got to do better, period. And I know that a lot of people have gotten it twisted over the years because we've seen our parents and our grandparents and sometimes our great-grandparents go through all of this, and we can't figure out for all the tea in China how it is that they endured and they went through and they stayed married 60 and 70 years until the husband passed away or whatever, or the wife passed away. We don't know how they did that. But let me tell you something, because they were constantly forgiving each other. Because they worked hard and they kept forgiving the transgressions from the day before. Because they prayed a lot and they understood that everything wasn't easy for them. They stuck together because that is all. They only had each other, and they blocked out everybody else and made God the center of their lives in a lot of cases. And sometimes it wasn't a man, because the man might have been out there drinking and doing whatever him was doing. But the woman was in the house taking care of the children and trying to raise these kids and do all this other stuff. And she toughed it out. But who was she talking to all the time? It wasn't just her sister and, your auntie, and who she was talking to? She was talking to God about you and about him, right? You very rarely see it the opposite way. Not that men don't pray for their wives, but it was the women who was going before the throne of grace and praying and finding the intestinal fortitude to stand with that husband who was sometimes wayward until he got his life together. I promise you that's how they stayed together 60 years. And sometimes he wasn't wayward. Sometimes she was cussing him out and drinking, but he loved her and he hung in there with her. And I'm not making this stuff up. Because everybody wasn't saved all their life. Everybody didn't have together all their life. I'm so serious about that. But healthy relationships require, since we have all of these new tools, this generation, healthy relationships require, for real, that we look into ourselves and we become the best person we know how to be, and stop thinking about what we can get. Because that's how we always end up in trouble, because we want to see what we can get from somebody. Find the one who chooses you and serve that person. Because everybody don't fit the bill, just so we clear. Everybody is not for you. Everybody don't really want you. I don't care what they say. It's like when you see a constant words and actions lining up and you see consistency, you know what I mean? And then you start to say, well, wait a minute, they always on point. Wait a minute, they always pulling up. Wait a minute, they always checking for me. Wait a minute. Oh, okay, I see. They really do got my back. When I was dealing with something in my family, they was right there by my side. I'm watching them. Wow, they always want to, make sure I'm okay, make sure I'm good. And then all you want to do is serve them back. Because they're not just taking and taking and taking. Hey, Kev, I see you, my brother. How are you? They're not just taking and taking and taking from you. But they're there to serve you. They're there to help you and encourage you and support you. And then you look around, you look up and you see that this person has been a constant blessing in your life. Hey, Reva, I see you, my love. How are you? Look, yeah. So when you see that and you see somebody pouring into you and trying to be there for you, and you're not always giving and giving and giving and giving and giving, right? Like 99 times over. Yeah, why wouldn't you serve that person? Why wouldn't you serve them? Why wouldn't you love them? Why wouldn't you support them? Why wouldn't you encourage them? They're always doing it for you. But some people get into relationships because they think it's all about me. Oh, they took me here. Oh, they did this for me. Oh, yo, she cooked me dinner. Yo, she been cooking me dinner every night. Oh, yeah, yeah, she know how to bang them pots. And that's why they get into it. Oh, okay, well, she'll do. Oh, okay, he'll do. And don't have love ain't nowhere up in the equation. And by the way, you need more than love. You need more than love. You need respect. You need trust, right? But when I think about what a healthy relationship looks like, it begins with who we are and how we show up in that, right? So we talking about tonight. I talked about learning how to be a good communicator, not taking stuff personally. Sometimes stuff that people are talking about don't have anything to do with you, right? And sometimes we get so offended because somebody said something. You got to be able to trust what somebody is saying to you and why. And if you're with someone who doesn't trust your judgment, or if you say one thing to them, they're going to be offended, then they don't trust what you're saying to them. They don't trust that you love them. Because when somebody who loves me says something to me or they correct me, I am all ears. Anybody like who I know really loves me and really got my back. When they say something to me and they check me, I'm gonna be like, you know what? You was right. You're right. And I may not be able to deal with it in that moment, but I'll come back and say, you know what? The other day I was really upset. I was angry. And what you said to me, you was right about it. You was right. Right. And it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. I'm talking about people you know that love and respect you, like your mom. Your mom could say something to you. Your dad can talk to you, right? If you still got your parents, God bless them, right? um your sister may be able to say something to you and it might hurt your feelings a little bit, right? But when you sit back being mature and you say, you know what, maybe I am a little rough with my mouth, maybe I need to tone it down a little bit, maybe I shouldn't have did that, that was kind of irresponsible. But when you begin to own your stuff, right, and you're not trying to push it off, oh, they did this, you know, like you a victim. When you begin to take responsibility for the things that you do and own your stuff, right? Then it changes. And Reva, you're absolutely right. I talked about arguments earlier, disagreements, right? You can have a healthy debate and a healthy disagreement without busting each other in the head to the white meat. You really, really can. You can agree to disagree and still do it respectfully. And when you're in a healthy relationship, it's done respectfully. I'm not saying you got to have everything down packed that I just named. In fact, there's a part two to this. I'm only talking about, like, I should have put part one up here, but I only talked about a few things tonight. But there's other things that we could do that will help to get us to a place when we're in a healthy relationship. Now, can you imagine? I want y'all to imagine this, if you will. Having somebody who knows how to talk to you in your life, who every time you talk or you say something, they're not running scared and thinking you're about to bust them in their head to the white meat, but they trust you and they're listening to you to understand, right? Having somebody that you really enjoy being with, right? And when you see them, they make you smile and you guys laugh and do some of the silliest things together. Maybe even watch cartoons. I'm a cartoon head, so y'all pray for me, right? Watch cartoons and we just enjoy talking to each other about any number of things, right? From politics to religion, like everything under the sun, everything in between, right? And then imagine being so comfortable around each other that you could just share some of your deepest and most intimate thoughts without judgment, right? Imagine being able to disagree without it coming to, total disrespect. Imagine somebody apologizing to you when they were wrong and taking the time to, go back and think about what they said and try to come out of the offense, right? And just see it for what it is. Imagine being with somebody that not only loved you, respected you, and honored you. Imagine that. It's real. It exists. It really does exist. Imagine that. And imagine that that's what somebody thought about you. Imagine that when they saw you, they were so happy to see you. Imagine that every time they thought about you, they thought about how wonderful of a communicator you were and that you always trying to understand, right? Imagine laughing and joking and having your partner for life, the one you sacrificing for because you love them. Imagine that somebody felt that way about you. Imagine that you could just have a disagreement without it becoming, that you just respected each other's space and that you just, imagine that. Imagine the silliness. Imagine a space, a safe space. And then imagine becoming that. What does that look like for you? Think about that. Think about becoming all that you desire. Think about becoming your best self. Think about having a partner who thinks the world of you and all they want to do is serve you. And in return, all you want to do is serve them. Think about marrying your best friend. Somebody on some days that you just want to punch him in the head, but then the other days you just like, I don't know what I would do without them. Because it's your best friend. Think about that. And I know the Bible says, to have a friend. I don't know where it's at, and don't make me lie. Show yourself friendly or something. I'd have to look for it. But, be what you want. Be what you desire. Grow into that person. And prayerfully, you'll find somebody who can grow into it with you. That's not afraid to tell you some hard truths about yourself. And not afraid to own who they are and take responsibility for what they do. Yes, I'm coming to your comment. Reva, hold on one second. It says, but know how to say, I'm sorry, I want to cut you. But I now want talk about it with a calm head. I love you and know how my words cut you deep. Yes. Absolutely, Vera. Absolutely. Sometimes just listening is like dope. Like not saying anything. Because sometimes you don't have to say anything. You can just listen. Never mind listening to respond. Just try listening. Listening. Because everybody want to be heard. Everybody want to feel safe. But learning to apologize, respecting your partner, respecting yourself. You can't give what you don't have, right? So, yeah, that part. You can't give what you don't have. You can't give love if you ain't got love, right? You can't give respect to somebody else if you ain't got it for yourself. Like it doesn't kind of render that way. I mean, everybody can, everybody that I know can code switch. That's the word I was looking for. Can code switch. We know, like when we go to the bank, we know, oh, hi, how are you? And, we exchange it, make a little deposit, try to take care of it. Oh, thank you so much, right? Everybody can code switch. But who are you really underneath all of that? How do you show up? Why are you always mad? Why you always want to fight? Why you always got something to say? Why can't nobody say that to you? Why can't they get a full sentence out? Why you angry? Right? Who wants to be around that? It's about becoming. It is about becoming, for real. So on the 28th of January, I am having, from the 28th to February the 1st, I am meeting 7:30 on Zoom from Tuesday to Saturday at 7:30 p.m. And it's going all the way down. And I'm doing like a 5-day challenge, I want to call it. I call it a workshop, but it's a 5-day challenge. And what I'm going to be doing, especially on day one, I'm going to be walking and guiding you through some of the things that you think are important, right? But day two, because day one, let me just give y'all the good. Day one is finding you again. Day two, I got a whole list, is learning to let go. Day three is day three is transforming your mind. Day four is a strategy for love. And day five is going to be the recap of the whole week and putting everything together, right? So I want y'all to join me. Register at reallovejones.com. Put in the comments section, in the notes section, put workshop or 5-day challenge. But let me know so I can send you the information. And all you have to do is register. And it's going down. It's a free workshop. It doesn't cost anything. I'm also doing a workshop on the 22nd of February. I might push that date up a week. I'm not sure, because I might have run into a little snafu, but I'm going to put the flyer out for that. It's going to be nice. I'm looking to do it at Seasons 52. Oh, okay, Sister Martha, I'll send it to you. Of course. Well, I'm going to send it to Seasons. We're going to be at Seasons 52 in Roosevelt Field, a beautiful little swank, little restaurant for the luncheon that I'm doing in February. It's going to be wonderful, but that's going to be a full workshop. It's going to be about 4 hours, and we're going to have lunch and, no alcoholic beverages. If y'all drinking, that's on y'all. Y'all do what y'all do, but Kim don't get down with that. So, but it's going to be a wonderful little luncheon there with, a layout of food and appetizers and all this other stuff. So that's going to be really nice. And that's going to be $125, right, per ticket, because it is including lunch, and that's a swank little restaurant. So I'm just letting everybody know in advance, and I'll be putting a flyer out about that. But it is a full workshop, and it's going to be amazing. So dress your best, because we're not, we ain't at the EOC. Right? We're going to be in this very nice little situation. So I would love for you all to come out and be a part of that. I would love for you all to come and participate in the workshop and the 5-day challenge that I'm doing. We're going to be talking about mindset. We're going to be talking about a strategy for love. How does it work? How do we get here? We're going to be talking about finding you again, and also talking about letting go. That part. Yeah, so it's about to go all the way down, y'all. But I just wanted to jump on here. There's going to be a part 2 to this. Let's talk about healthy relationships. Because I don't just want to come on this Facebook, on the Book of Face, on the Book of Face, and just talk about negative stuff. No, there are real, genuine answers to this. There are real, genuine biblical answers to this. There are answers for everything that we go through, and how do you handle it? Right? And if we are all about becoming all that God wants us to be, trust me when I tell you. This is where we're going to start. And it just starts with us healing us. It starts with healing, owning, being responsible for ourselves. Listen, I love y'all like I love me some fried chicken. Y'all have a good night and thank you so much for watching. And I hope you share this video out. And don't forget to watch me Monday on the Protected Class Show on Bras and Hoops Radio with my host. And I'm his co-host, Najib Smith. It is going down 8 p.m. Bars and Hoops Radio. It's going to be dope. So I'll see y'all later. I love y'all like cook food. I promise y'all I do.